this lesson, we're going to take care of the navigation. If you open the project, you will see that we have the black line. How it can be done? Well, it's not that complicated. Let's get back to the code. And what we need to do in our navigation, which is on the very top, we need to create an empty tag that it's between Behance, Twitter, LinkedIn, and etc. So here we have li that will have empty class. We're going to save it, and let's see. So we have this this space between. If we use DevTools, you'll see that nothing is here, but actually we need a little bit more space. So we can define the width, for instance, 50 pixels, and we can add border top, so only the top edge will have the border, 1 pixel, and black color. I think it should be a bit longer, so like 70 or even 90 pixels. What I don't like is that it's actually not in the center. We can easily position it using some tricks. You already know top. So for instance, we can apply top 10 pixels, and to make it work, we need to have position relative. But it actually goes down, and this is kind of counterintuitive in CSS. But if we want to change the top position and make it actually closer to the top edge, you need to add minus, so it will have the smaller distance between the top edge. I think that 5 pixels is enough, so we can copy the whole class. This actually means that these styles are going to work only if li has empty class applied. So we can easily copy it and paste it somewhere near our navigation, so it will be consistent. All right, we have our line, and we can also add some links to our media. For instance, if I'm going to use external link to Twitter, I can add my Twitter account, which is actually my personal one, not Jane's though, but who cares? So I have Agana Ploha, this is my real name, and I'm also adding another attribute, which is target blank. And it tells our browser to open the link in a new window. I'm saving it, and see that unfortunately my link is violet and has the text decoration. This is why some default styles are applied by the browser. So we need to reset them. We can easily do this by nav li a. So all the a which are in the list elements will have text decoration set to none, color black, and I'm happy with that. So if I click it, my Twitter will open. All right, so what if we would like to link those elements to the specific areas of the website? We're going to use anchor links, and we're going to use IDs. So how can we do it? We need to create and in rep attribute, we need to add a specific ID. If we would like to add a link to contact, let's call it contact, but you can put it whatever you want. You can put it Jane contact, name it however you would like to. So we've got content, and we've got ID. ID starts with hash. So now we need to create this ID as an attribute for the specific section. So let's imagine that footer would be our contact section. So we need to create ID. So ID attribute, and the name has to be the same, just as we defined here. So in the nav it's called contact. So let's get back to the ID, and we call this contact. Let's save it, refresh, click, and we're on the bottom of the page. The same we can do with works. So works will scroll us to projects. Okay, so the first project would start the ID. So we have the class project, but we also need to have ID projects. And this needs to be reflected in the link. So if we have works, I create a, have ID projects, and of course I need to close a tag. For the experience, we can, for instance, link to the very first section to the header. So header would have ID experience, and we need to link it as well. I'm saving, refreshing. So if I click works, I'm on the very top of the work section. If I click experience, I'm on the very top. And if I click contact, I'm on the bottom. For other sections, you can use your own links and you can try and treat it as another exercise. So we're done with the navigation. What else needs to be added? I would love to add some small transition functions, so hover effects on the bottom. So hover effects on the buttons. We're going to do this in the next lesson.